HR function for the entire Raymond's group, designated as President Human Resources, also on the management board of this very large organization. I don't want to sit and verify, but I'm sure all of us have some stage or the other used the wonderful products that they make. And I'm sure some of you are using them today also. Mr. Narayan has a very interesting background. He has a specialization in the field of law and also subsequently in the field of human resources. He is known to be in the HR circles and the management circles as an innovator, a person who leads change in his organizations. His stellar contributions are noted in the growth and development of Wockhardt as a chain, Wockhardt Hospitals as a group, and for the last 5 years has been spearheading all the innovation in the Raymond Group. A much sought after speaker. It's his 4th engagement today, not only speaking but part of several such industry forums where he's actively involved, such as the OPPI, the Federation of Chamber of Commerce, the Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce. As I mentioned to you, a person who is very approachable, a friend of ITM. It's really a pleasure to have Mr. Narayan here this evening. Let's put our hands together to welcome him, Mr. Narayan, for us, and I request him to address us.
A very good evening to all of you. Thanks Dr. Ramana, Professor Mani, Rajesh and the Honorable Dignitary on the stage. It's firstly it's my privilege to be in the midst of a group of leaders who are sitting and waiting to get a formal stamp of what is called an MBA. I don't think any of you need this MBA really, because all of you are working and you're all at some stage or the other part of corporate life. So what does an MBA really do? I just want to share a few thoughts. I don't want to hear the claps till I end, so I know that I finish my speech. I'm not really trying to give any gyan here, because I think corporate life is all about day-to-day experiences. And as I have seen hiring people over so many years, practically about 27 years I have been hiring people. And even today I am confused as to what is it that I should look when I am going to hire somebody. Should I look at his degree? Should I look at his experience? Should I look at the brand of the institution? Or should I look at what he brings to the table? So it is a real challenge for corporates today to figure out on where to put the buck and say that this is the guy that I want to hire. Again, when it comes to your issues within the corporation, you see different companies following different practices. So, for instance, Hindustan Unilever would hire only people who are from IIMs. And across the whole HUL culture, you will find tons of people who are IIMs. And all of them trying to see that I am so-and-so batch, so therefore I am senior to him and therefore I should get this position. I am so-and-so batch, so I must get this salary. So that is one set of culture that is existing today. And there is another set of culture where you find people are hired based on what competence they bring, irrespective of where they come from. So let me tell you an example. I was in campus this time and I went to IIM Calcutta. We had a massive response of about, I think, 40-50 people. The first instance of the GD, we could eliminate practically about 30 people. Now, how do you select between the 20 that are ready to participate in the placement? And we kept meeting out of the best out of the 20, and after I finished the third or fourth candidate, we were convinced that we were in the wrong place. So I don't know what's happening to education today. It's completely changed the landscape of the country. There are so many institutions dishing out degrees, and uh, at some point of time we used to go by the brand of the IIMs and stuff like that. But today it's a completely different scenario. We are convinced now that one should look at what is the merit of the person that he brings to the table. So when you say merit, I must say that from a country's point of view, we couldn't be at a different place than India today. There are opportunities galore. And when I say opportunities, if you look at what's happening across the world, whether it is Europe or US, and across all the other countries, including China, which was at one time seen to be going far ahead of other nations in the world, today we are in a situation where India is emerging as a superpower. Now, it is unfortunate that in the last 12 months, we have seen through so many scams and scandals, and the corruption has really taken us several steps backwards. But for that, I am convinced that we are at this moment in a place which couldn't be better for all of us. Both from a India Inc. corporate performance point of view, the huge mass of opportunities that are available for employment, as well as the way the country is going to emerge as a superpower by 2020. I'm sure all of you would have read C.K. Prahalad saying what India's vision is for 2020. And the prediction is, as against a per capita of 1.7 trillion today, US dollars, it is going to go up 5 times by 2020. So that's the kind of opportunity that's available. And this GDP we've been struggling at 7%, trying to reach 7%, but the potential that India has is huge. So having said that, therefore, there is no dearth of opportunities for any of us. And I must say that considering this, the way the country is gearing up, each one of you, irrespective of what degree you hold, it is what you really are is going to make a big difference. And let me tell you some thoughts on how we look at, from a corporate point of view, on some of these aspects of people and what we really look at when we hire people. So let me start with by saying that every person who wants to make a career in corporate joins a rat race. So he is all the time comparing as to where should I be, what is my benchmark against someone else. And my learning on this has been, when you join a rat race, you may win a race, but you will remain a rat. So therefore, it is important that we are not looking at joining any race, but looking at seeing how I can improve on my own skills and competencies. So that's point number one. Point number two, I have seen in life, whether you have an IIM brand or XYZ brand, it is the attitude that makes the altitude. So if you know that you have a positive and a right attitude, and when I say attitude, the attitude of contributing to whatever you do, an attitude of holding yourself responsible for results, and an attitude of making things happen. Everywhere you go, you will find people who will tell you 1,000 reasons of why something cannot happen. But how many of us can make things happen? And that is what India Inc. is looking for today. The third aspect that I have seen, which is very critical, is this very commonly misunderstood term